Hey folks, welcome to the channel. My name is Simeon Krastev and I'm currently taking a 30-day fitness challenge. Today's day 17 and we're gonna kill the workout today. So let's get started. Hey guys, welcome to the workout for day 17. And it is another beautiful day here in Hong Kong. As you can see, it's a later workout, I would say. I was terribly sunburned from the hike yesterday, so I felt really exhausted, and I've been trying to motivate myself for the whole day to get through the workout. And I did it around 7 p.m. So as you can see, I'm starting up with a warm-up, and as I've said in some of the previous videos, we're starting from head to toe. So I warm up the neck nicely, then moved on to my shoulders, so I did round circles both with my arms going forward and backwards with my palms facing the sky. Then we move to the elbows, trunk rotations as well, just to get my hips nice and loose, to get pretty much blood flowing into the muscles. I'm doing side reach outs here just to stretch a little bit. I spend most of the day in front of the computer, so I really try to waken up my body pretty much before working out. So I'm opening up the hips here, doing 5 each side. Trying to keep my body steady as I'm trying to warm up the abductors and the adductors as well. I have a problem with staying stable, meaning to balancing on one leg, and what I'm working on is trying to keep my core tight here, which allows you to utilize your core muscles in order to stay stable. So if you have a problem with being stable, guys, just make sure you keep your core tight. So today's workout's pretty much going to be 9 exercises, which I've split in rounds of 3. So you complete 3 exercises back to back, then rest for 60 seconds, complete them again and again until you're done with round 1. And then we move on to the second round. So we're going to do a total of 3 rounds. We rest 60 seconds in between. So the first exercise here, as you can guys now see, is bodyweight squats. But what we do different from other times that we did the bodyweight squats, we have our hands behind our neck. So these are called prison squats, and they're a little bit harder as they force you to stay upright as well. And you can feel more emphasis on your quads because all the weight is distributed to this part of the legs. You might find it challenging at first, especially if you have posture imbalances. You might find it hard to stay stable in this position. So what you want to try to do, if you can't do it with your hands behind your back, just try to bring them as close to the body as possible, not in front of you, but just as close. So the second exercise is explosive push-ups. As you can see here, I'm doing pretty much lifting myself explosively for a couple inches off the ground. I do 10 repetitions of those. If you can't do them, just do regular push-ups, but at a faster pace. And the third exercise of the first round was supposed to be glute bridge. No, it wasn't a glute bridge. It was bench bridge, but I didn't have any bench, so I'm just laying flat on the ground and doing 2-leg bridge, 30 repetitions each. So as you can see here from this angle, I'm trying to bring my knees close together as I'm coming to the top, and I squeeze my glutes and hamstrings. So keep your feet shoulder width, press off from your heels, and try to bring your hips or pelvis as high as you can, bringing the knees together at the top, and feel that really nice solid squeeze in the glutes. And make sure you don't come all the way down, so you want to keep that tension on the glutes. 30 repetitions, steady pace. You don't want to rush it, you don't want to go too slow. Just make sure, as I said, not to come all the way down. Rest for 60 to 90 seconds in between the rounds. Completed 3 times, as I said. And by the way, there's a link in the description down below where you can download a spreadsheet of the workout for the day, and there's also a link to workout number 1 if you're just joining. So the first exercise of the second round is the Cobra exercise, but because I didn't have a yoga mat. I had to do it standing. I didn't want to lay flat on the ground because it was really cold outside. You can't really tell from the scenery here, but it was cold. So I did them standing. What you see here is me having my palms together, and as I bring my arms back, I try to pinch my shoulders and engage my upper back, and I also try to point my uh, toes back or facing towards the ceiling if you're doing them laying. I did them in one of the previous videos, so I'll put a link down below to that as well. If you have uh, equipment or a yoga mat, you can do them laying flat on the ground. It's better, but as I said, I had to do it standing because it was freezing cold on the ground and I didn't have anything to lay on. So the second exercise is opposite hand leg, and this was supposed to be completed on the ground as well, but once again, because I didn't have the needed piece of equipment, I completed them standing. So what you see me doing here is trying to keep my core tight, chest up. So I bring my arm as far back as I can and the opposite leg as far back as I can as well. So this is really good for posture stabilization, and actually getting a full range of motion in your shoulders. It's really good for the upper back. It's a highly recommended exercise for anybody who spends a lot of time sitting or in front of the computer or has a lower back pain or tight shoulders. So I'm doing 10 each arm here, and then we're moving on back to the cobra exercise. So we're doing 20 cobra repetitions of the cobra exercise, 10 each side for the opposite hand leg reach, and then we're doing another 20 repetitions of the cobra. This is entirely focusing on the posture, and I've been struggling with my posture for years, guys, because I've been uh, a computer game addict prior becoming a fitness professional and joining the industry and actually starting to exercise. So I was spending 12 to 13, 14 hours a day in front of a computer, and I've built a terrible posture, which I'm still trying to fix to that date. That's why I spend a lot of time doing such type of corrective exercises. And with the digital era that we live in, I think it's really essential for us to devote the proper amount of time to do so. So as you can see here, I'm just bringing my arms back together, and I'm trying to have my thumbs pointing towards the backward direction. So I'm keeping my chest up, I'm trying to pinch my shoulders, and I try to keep my core tight, not to have any pressure on the lower back as well. So we rest for 60 to 90 seconds and we move to round 3, which is weighted sit-ups. I didn't have any weights, but I'm using my backpack here. It has its laptop in there and my camera accessories are in there as well. So we're doing 20 repetitions of those, and what you try to do here is bring your shoulders up if you can. You don't want to just move your neck back and forth. You want to actually work on the abs. So you're trying to almost like, I don't know how to say it, pretty much reach out to the top so you feel the contraction in the upper portion of your abs. So try to reach towards the ceiling, hold an object in front of you, and complete 20 repetitions. Straight on, we're moving on to lying leg raises. So as you can see here, I'm also placing my hands under the glutes, not to feel the tension in the lower back, and I'm lifting myself off slightly at the top, just to feel that contraction a little bit better. So we're doing 20 repetitions of those as well, and the focus here is the lower portion of the abs. So try to lift your hips and legs at the top for a second just to feel the contraction a little bit better, and try to have a slight bend in the knees so you don't feel all the tension in the hips, because if you have tight hips and you keep your legs straight, you might feel your legs more down than your abs actually, guys. So this is another thing you want to keep in mind. And as soon as we finish, okay, somebody's passing here. Okay, as soon as you finish with the 20 repetitions of those, we move to a plank position, and what we're trying to do here is hold for as long as we can. There's no set guidelines. You can hold for 10, 15 seconds, and it is challenging. I know it is, because obviously completing these exercises tire your abs out, tire your core out. So by the time you get to the plank, you'll be extremely tired. It could be 10, 15 seconds. Just make sure you try to keep your abs and glutes squeezed and have your back completely straight. So as you align a stick on your back, it has to touch your glutes, upper back, and head. It has to be completely straight. And if you feel the tension in the lower back, chances are you're not squeezing your glutes. So we do 3 rounds of those exercises as well, resting 60 to 90 seconds in between the rounds. And this is, guys, the workout for day 17. Okay folks, that was the end of the workout for day 17, and as you can see, let me take the headphones on. I don't have anything playing, but it seemed a lot. As you can see, we bumped up the intensity a little bit. We're doing the squat with our hands overhead. We're doing the push-ups explosively, but if you struggle to do so and complete the more complicated version of the harder version of the exercises, make sure you guys just stick to what you can do. So if you can do push-ups off of your knees, do it like so. If you can do just regular squats with your arms in front of your body, just do so. If you can't do weighted sit-ups, just do regular ones, etc, etc. So the thing is that we want to progress over time, and by the end of the 30 days we're gonna be machines, lean and mean machines. So that was the workout pretty much today. And if you have any comments or questions or recommendations, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll be more than happy to answer and help you out. And see you guys tomorrow for day 18. Bye.